You ever say to yourself, I need to use that up, or that, or all of those? When you look in your fridge, that's where the frittata comes in and says, hi. Let's start with our eggs. Crack about 8 to 10 eggs in a bowl. There's something so special about eggs. They have so many uses and can be the star of the dish or can help complement one. They really are a versatile food. Could they be the most versatile ingredient? I would think that they are. Ooh, double yolker, nice. A frittata can be simple or complex with ingredients, and that's what I love so much about this dish. Either way, it's going to be delicious. Once all your eggs are cracked, season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, add a 1/4 cup of cream, and then for a nice surprise touch, bomba sauce. Like many recipes before, you know my love for this stuff. 2 tablespoons will be more than enough and will bring so much flavor. Then grab a whisk or a fork and mix the eggs up, incorporating some air, but not too much as we aren't making a souffle here. We still want some substance. And then just set aside. All right, so the next step is, what are you gonna put into your frittata? And really, that's up to you. That's what's so easy and so versatile about this recipe. You can throw anything in it. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can eat it hot, cold, and whatever you put in it, it's gonna be delicious because you made it. Adding a protein is a great way to make it more of a meal and more filling. Adding a variety of vegetables is key. Just make sure to cook your vegetables first just to get rid of all that extra water content and moisture that's in these vegetables. And of course, cheese, because there's always gotta be cheese. Let's start by slicing up or chopping up 1 small shallot and then grab 1 hot sausage, remove the casing and crumble into a bowl. Then I'm going to use just half of a zucchini that I'm going to dice up, but you can slice it up if you like. And then for the rapini, I have 4 stalks that I'm going to use. Just trim the ends and then finally chop it all up. I am using half of a red bell pepper that I'm also going to dice up, but you can slice into strips if you like. And for the cheese, I'm using provolone, coarsely grate or cube up about 150 grams worth. And now it's time to make our frittata. So I'm sure if you looked up other frittata recipes, you've seen different ways on how they're cooked, whether it's all on the stove top, in the oven, or under the broiler. And I'm not here to tell you that there's one way to cook it because all 3 ways work. Now, if you're gonna do the stove top, it's a little bit tricky because what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook your eggs. Once they're set a bit, you're gonna grab a plate. You're gonna have to put it over top, flip it, and then slide the frittata back into the pan and finish cooking it. If you go in the oven, you're just gonna basically set it and forget it, and you're gonna get a nice golden brown color. And if you're under the broiler, you're gonna get more color, a darker color, some char maybe, if you have some cheese on top, or if there's some vegetables showing, and that's it. Now, when it comes to the pans, non-stick is best with a lot of fat on the bottom so that it easily slides off afterwards. Make sure that it's oven safe as well. You can use stainless steel. This is harder because you're gonna make sure that there's lots of fat on the bottom, because when you flip that frittata over, you want it all to come out perfectly. You don't want any sticky bits stuck on the bottom. If you don't have nonstick and this is all you have, make sure to use more fat than you would in a nonstick. In a 10-inch nonstick pan, on medium to high heat, add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and add the sausage and break and crumble it up with a wooden spoon as it starts to cook. When the sausage is about 80% done, add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and the shallots. Cook them down for a minute or 2, and then we're gonna add the red bell pepper, the zucchini, and cook until the zucchini and pepper are tender. Then we're gonna add the rapini. We're gonna season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, and cook until the rapini is tender. Just before adding the eggs, finely grate as much Parmigiano Reggiano as you like into the eggs. Mix and then pour it all into the pan. Add the shredded provolone, and with a spatula, mix everything together, moving the spatula from one end of the pan to the other and scraping down the sides. Once the egg is starting to cook a little bit and the edges are starting to set, we can toss it in the oven. But before we do that, finely grate more Parmigiano Reggiano on top, as much as you like. And now we're gonna place in the oven at 375 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. While the frittata cooks, I'm gonna make a very quick and simple salad topping. I have 150 grams of micro arugula. I'm gonna add a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, and lots of lemon juice. I'm just gonna toss and set aside. Remove the frittata from the oven. A little tip is place a cloth on the hot pan handle so no one walks by and burns themselves, or you forget yourself, because I've done it and it hurts. This is where it can be a little bit tricky knowing when the frittata is done, depending on how much you cook the eggs on the stovetop before putting in the oven. So you're just gonna have to keep an eye on it, as you don't want to overcook the eggs. The frittata should have separated a bit from the edge of the pan, and you can feel with your fingers as it should have a little bit of bounce. I like to take my frittata out when the middle is still a little bit loose and runny, as it will continue to cook and firm up a little bit as it cools down, and it should turn out perfect. Now, the moment of truth, we're gonna flip it with a spatula. You can help release the edges like so, and you can serve and slice right from the pan if you like, but I'm gonna go for a little bit of presentation. So I'm gonna flip it out like so with a plate and hope it will release from the pan perfectly. Oh, so sweet. I prefer the other side for presentation, so here goes another flip with the plate that I'm gonna serve it on. Beautiful. Now finish with some more Parmigiano Reggiano, and I'm gonna top it with that micro arugula salad, slice it up into wedges, and you know what to do, bring it to the table. This is one tasty frittata. Now you can make this one, or you can make your own. Experiment with ingredients, go nuts. I mean, you can even put nuts in it if you want. And if you do, let me know. So I hope you give this a go. And as always, the full recipe is in the description below. Please like and comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ciao.